I'm like, oh my goodness, here we go again with the stupid silicone. But then you have your own fingers, so why not use your own fingers? I was thinking of Botox, but then I'm like, ooh, yes. What's up, my honey bunnies, and welcome back to a new video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you're doing great. I do have quite a bit of new beauty products that I recently picked up. January was a month I was just like itching to buy new things. I feel like it's because in 2020 I hardly bought anything, that now it's 2021 and I'm like, yes girl, we gotta buy some stuff, we gotta try new things. And again, it's mostly palettes because that's just what I'm really digging right now. But let's start off with this cap right here. This is a merch item, which I hardly ever buy merch from anybody. But this right here was just so effing cute that I just had to pick it up, and it is a hat. So let me put it on so you can see. But it is a hat that says bunnies over profits, and this is from Axiology, which is a brand that I absolutely love. I really did not know that they had merch. They also have a crew neck, a sweater that's calling my name. It says the same thing. It's just a really cute little hat. I think it's called a dad hat. I love the color. I love the style. I love what it says. I think it was around $25, which is kind of pricey for a hat. But because it is merch and it's going to a brand that I absolutely love, and I really love that this brand is so passionate about ending animal testing and being cruelty-free and natural. I will link that down below if you want to check it out, but it is a super cute, comfortable hat. So that is that. And then now we're going to move on to beauty for sure. I don't even know where to start. I do have quite a bit of products in here. So let's start off with sponges. I did pick up a few sponges, as you can see. I picked up this one first, and I already love it so much that I picked up another one. So this is my second one. But this is the Camel Concealer Sponge from e.l.f. If you're not into like e.l.f. because they're not natural, I mean, that's fine, but they do have pretty awesome tools. I love a lot of their brushes. And now this sponge, this is the first sponge that I'm trying, but I love the size of the sponge. I love the shape of the sponge. It's just like a very elongated webble, like an egg, and it's super spongy and soft and squishy that you can use this without even wetting it. I actually haven't even tried it wet. I've been using it dry. Whenever I find a tool that I really like sponges, I like to have multiples of them so that, you know, I always have a clean one. But e.l.f. is super affordable, and again, you can definitely check out their tools if you're not into their makeup or their skincare because they're not natural. They do have other things that are affordable as well. Okay, so this next one is called Super Sponge, and I did see an ad on Instagram, and I did kind of look into it. I saw some of their videos, and it just sounds pretty cool. It is a silicone infused makeup brush, not makeup brush, oh my goodness, what am I talking about? Makeup sponge, and it's very squishy, like oh my goodness. At first when I heard it's a silicone infused sponge, I'm like, oh my goodness, here we go again with these stupid silicone beauty blenders or whatever they were called. I think 2018, 2019, they were so popular. But then I looked into it, and it's nothing like the stupid silicone sponges. This one is completely different. So this one is just coated with a layer of silicone, but it's still very squishy and soft and, you know, bouncy. And this is not even wet. So this is completely dry, and it's super soft and spongy. And it does have a bottom that's not coated. It is so innovative. It's nothing like I've ever heard. And this is not even new. I thought it was like a new release, but it's not. It's been around for like 2 years, I think. And again, I'm always late to the trends. I'm always late to trying new things, but that's totally fine. But I will be doing a video on this, trying it out, see how it works. It was $28. And I told myself that I was never gonna pay $20 for a sponge, and I still have not to this day bought a beauty blender because it is $20. And to me, it's like $20 for a sponge. Is it even worth it? But the only reason why I bought this one is because it's very unique and different, and it did sound amazing. We'll see how it goes. This next sponge is from Real Techniques, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm already disappointed with it. I got it 2 days ago, and I opened it up, and I'm like, what? This is why I don't really like Real Techniques. I haven't bought anything from Real Techniques in years, And I think I still have some of their brushes, but those are like from a long time ago, but I haven't bought anything recently. And the reason why I picked this up is because it does have a silicone sponge on the top. Now that I have it, I'm just not that impressed. First, the sponge is not that soft. Like compared to the other ones that I just showed you, the one from e.l.f. and the Super Sponge, right off the bat, they feel super squishy and soft and bouncy. This one does feel a little bit more firm, and that kind of just sucks. And now that I think about it, I'm like, why did I buy this? I honestly don't know. I might just return it without even trying it. Anyway, it's supposed to mimic a finger so that you can apply your products, but then you have your own fingers, so why not use your own fingers? You know what I mean? But I know some people don't like to use their fingers. A lot of people like to use tools to apply their moisturizers or primers and everything else. Some people just don't like it. So I know why this exists, but now that I think about it, I'm like, why did I buy this? It's called their Miracle Mixing Sponge for Foundation and Complexion Enhancers. So it's a silicone surface texture to mimic your finger, round side for blending and pointed tip for target coverage. You can use it dry or damp, and yeah, that's just, I don't know what to say about that product, but let's move on to some skincare. I've mentioned this before in other videos that I've been wanting to get into sunscreen and actually wearing it every single day so that I get in the habit of actually using it. So the very first one I picked up that I'm already disappointed with is from Ren. And it's called their Clean Screen Mineral SPF 30, and it is a mattifying one. It does have 22% zinc oxide. It is natural. It is clean, it's cruelty-free, it's no silicones, it's vegan. Thankfully, I did only pay like $6 for this because I did get it at TJ Maxx. And I did try it the other day, and I was just very underwhelmed by it because it is very thick. Like it has a really, you know, obvious white cast. I mean, I do have brown skin. It does have kind of like a little bit of that white cast left behind. I did try this under my makeup and it worked perfectly. So I think that is how I'm gonna use this one, is just use it under makeup. But it's not something I can use on its own because it does give me that like blue, white, you know, kind of like hue. You know what I'm talking about like sunscreens? Not happy about it, but I'm obviously gonna use it up. The next one I picked up is from Kinship, and I've been seeing a lot of my blogger friends talk about this brand, and I've seen it on Instagram a billion times. So I finally picked it up. Their Self-Reflect Probiotic Moisturizing Sunscreen, Zinc Oxide Broad Spectrum SPF 35, and the packaging is super cute. It is kind of like holographic. My light, I have this new light that I'm trying out. Let me know in the comments how you like this new light. It's just like a mirror with a big light. But anyways, I don't know why I'm so adamant and showing you, but it does have like holographic lettering. Super cute. So let's give this a try right here. Ooh, that smells good. Kind of smells like tropical, but not overpowering. So that is what it looks like. Okay, it's looking kind of white. Okay, so it still has kind of like a white cast, but I've heard that you just have to rub it in. A lot of sunscreens, that's what you just gotta do. Some you don't have to rub so much, some you do have to rub like over and over, and it's just so annoying. Okay, so it did blend out quite nicely into the skin. I mean, it does have a little bit of like a, you know, like a little bit of a white cast, but not that much. The reason why I picked this up is because I've seen people review this and it says that it's brown skin friendly. Okay, so I'm back. I had to go take the dogs to go pee, and I also got hungry. I have my berry bin with some grapes as well. So hopefully you don't mind that I'm eating, but I'm hungry. Those are all of the SPFs that I picked up. I'm really trying to find like the best SPF that works for me, which I know it can take a while because I have tried already a whole bunch of them. I do have a SPF blog post on my website, which I haven't even posted in years, I feel like. But if you want to check it out, I'll link the post down below. I mean, it was like from years ago. I have tried other ones since. Okay, so this next skincare product is a PR sample, so it was sent to me for free. It's from Juice Beauty, and this one is their Stem Cellular Anti-Wrinkle Retinol Overnight Serum. And when I saw that this was released, I almost bought it immediately because when it comes to Juice Beauty, it is one of my favorite brands as far as makeup goes. And I do have a few favorites of their skincare, but it's mostly their makeup that I love. So I've been wanting to try retinol. So when I saw that they came out with this, I'm like, this is the perfect time to try it. But then I kind of got scared and I'm like, maybe I should wait. Retinol is one of those ingredients that, I mean, I know I'm not the only one that it's kind of scary because there's so many like stories out there how it can irritate your skin and like it goes through like these phases. Like I've seen people get like patchy. I mean, there's so many stuff out there and I know not everybody's the same and we all have different results, but it is something for sure that I've been wanting to try because I am in my mid-30s. I'm 34 years old and I'm starting to see, you know, fine lines and stuff that, I mean, I'm okay with. I am trying to convince myself that I am gonna age gracefully, like I'm gonna love the aging process, but so far it's not working. So I'm not gonna lie, I've been thinking about Botox. I've even been telling my wife, but she's like, you're crazy. And yeah, I don't think I'll go as far as Botox because first of all, I am scared of needles, so I don't think I would actually go that far. Juice Beauty never tells us when they're gonna send us anything. Sometimes they do send something, sometimes they don't. So I just never know when I'm gonna get it. So like I said, I did wanna buy this, but later it came in the mail and I was so freaking excited. I showed it on Instagram stories. I was gonna try it that night. And I did even say on the Instagram stories that I'm gonna try it tonight. I never did. I was so scared. I was about to, but then I'm like, maybe I should wait. I just need to get rid of that fear and just try it already because I know retinol has many benefits. Perfecting the science of clean retinol for advanced age-defined results. This formula features an exclusive technology of encapsulation into evening prim cells instead of encasement in conventional synthetic ingredients. Reveal more luminous and younger looking skin with retinol plus bioretinol infused with peptides into an organic I can never say this word, resveratrol antioxidant rich grape, jojoba, aloe, and shea based. So it sounds great. It sounds like it's gonna be gentle, like just based on what I just read. But again, I'm not sure. I've never tried retinol before. But yeah, I will for sure give this a try and let you know. Okay, last but not least, I have palettes, eyeshadow palettes, and then this one over here is a bronzer, which I'll just start with that one. This one is from Nabla for skin bronzing. It's a sun-kissed effect bronzing powder, and this is what it looks like. This is just the packaging, like the outer packaging. I got it in the color Dune, and I did pick this up from Ulta. This is what it looks like. It's just a really cute packaging. It is clear. It's not completely clear. It does have kind of like a tint. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It kind of looks like a baked bronzer. And just based on the description and some reviews that I read on Ulta, it seems like it's going to be a very buildable bronzer. I did read a review that said that it was very hard to use because not a lot of pigment came out. But honestly, when it comes to bronzer, that's what I look for. I don't want a bronzer that is going to be super pigmented that I'm not going to be able to work it in. I want to build it up. And I always like to go for a very light hand. The actual product, the little square, it's kind of like raised up a little, which really does look like a baked product. Usually when it comes to baked eyeshadows or bronzers or highlights, they're always kind of like in a little cake and they're like always raised up. So I'm gonna give you a swatch here. So that actually swatched pretty nicely. It does look like it's gonna be more of a sheer product, but not completely sheer. I mean, you can definitely see some product. I don't know if you can tell, but it does have a little bit of a sheen because it does have like that sun-kissed glow. And that's what I usually like to go for when it comes to bronzers. I mean, I do like to have my matte bronzers, but I also like to have these like, you know, glowy ones that just resemble a sun-kissed look. And now that we're not going out anywhere, I knew for sure I was gonna need this to kind of mimic that tan that I usually get in spring and summer, because usually that's when we go out, travel somewhere. Unfortunately, we can't travel anymore. Well, the other thing that I picked up from Nabla Cosmetics is their new, what is it called? side-by-side nude palettes that sometimes when new releases come out and it's from a brand that you already are familiar with their formula and you really like them, you trust that you're gonna like the palette more because you've already tried them. So that is the case with Nabla. I do have their Dreamy palette. It's one of my absolute favorite palettes. This is what it looks like. And that is what the colors look like right there. I'm not 100% sure that they use the same formula all across all of their palettes, but for sure the formulas on this palette, the Dreamy palette, was just incredible that it became one of my favorite palettes because it just works so well. So they have been releasing other palettes since the Dreamy first palette. They came out with the Dreamy 2, the Something Romance, the Garden one. I mean, they came out with a few of them, not like ColourPop status where they're like coming out constantly, but ever so often they do come out with the palette. The other ones haven't been really like catching my eye that much. Like I see them, I'm like, okay, they're cute, but I don't really need them. But this one right here, when it came out, I'm like, ah! I knew for sure I had to have it, and it is because it is a neutral brown palette. I mean, a lot of these are browns. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shades of browns. There's some like neutrals, there's a dark brown, there's like a reddish brown, like a burnt sienna brown. There's some shimmers, and there's 2 like really sparkly glittery ones. So let's give you some swatches. Ooh, yes. Is one of the mattes right there, and it's swatched beautifully. It's so smooth and soft, and it's not patchy, at least just with swatches, but obviously I haven't tried it on my eyes because this is a new palette. But if it's anything like the other mattes in the Dreamy palette, then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like it. This one's more like a peachy undertone, and then this one's definitely more of a brown. That one's so beautiful. Let's try out some of these glitters. They're not like completely glitters, they're just more like a really highly sparkly eyeshadow. They are quite sheer. Let me show you. You can kind of see them right there. They're sheer, but I feel like you can definitely build them up. But yeah, that is what it looks like. And then let me give you some swatches of the more like sheens. These are more like metallic looking. They're so pretty. Loving this palette, the way it's swatching, the way it feels. It's very, very similar to the formula on this palette. My next 2 palettes that I picked up are a little bit more fun, colorful ones. This one is from Pop Beauty, which I had completely forgotten about this brand. I know like in the beginning when I went cruelty free, I did hear about this company more. I just didn't know they were vegan. So I picked up this palette, and it's called their Light Show palette, and this is their Fire Fit variation. They do have, I think, 2 other ones. I only picked up this one because it just looks like a very summery, springy type of palette. I really enjoy these like nectarines and peaches and oranges, kind of like sunset colors for spring and summer, and I thought this palette would be perfect. I did do a Reels swatching this, so I don't know if you can link that, but I'll try to link it down below. If not, if you don't follow me on Instagram, please follow me. I do a lot of posts over there, swatching and just Instagram stories. I really am glad that I picked this up because it has a variation of finishes, colors, and they're all like the same little family. My next fun palette comes from a brand that I've never tried before as well. This one is called the Beauty Crop, and it is a UK brand, I believe. Yeah, a UK brand, and they have a lot of palettes and a lot of like fun makeup. I wanted to pick up this one because it is a green theme type of palette, and I don't really have that many greens in my collection. Different shades of greens, and it does come with this really fun lime green glitter. I've never tried this brand before, so I'm really not sure how it's gonna play. Ooh, that minty color is so pretty. Army green, so pretty. And then this garnish is more of a brighter green. Let me intensify that one a little bit more. But that is what it looks like. So those are just a few swatches of the palette. As you can see, it's a very green, you know, inspired type of palette. Again, it's called Mojito because, you know, mojitos aren't even green. Mojitos are like clear with mint in them. So I guess that's where the green comes from. I mean, so far it's okay. It's not something that I'm like, oh, like the formula is amazing. And I mean, the colors are fun, But some of the formulas I'm just not digging already. Like, I'm just not liking them. Okay, so I saved one of the best for last, and this is a new release from Red Apple Lipstick. I'm sure if you follow me on Instagram, you already heard me talk about this or just post about it. But they came out with 9 matte eyeshadows, and they haven't came out with new eyeshadows in a while. So when I heard they were gonna come out with new ones, I was on top of it. I registered for their sale. By the time you're watching this, these are going to be available on their website. So I did register because I didn't know if they're going to send them to me or not. And for sure, I was going to pick up these 3 right here because these were just calling my name. This one right here is Heirloom. This one is Earth Girl. And this one is She's Spicy. But thankfully they did send it NPR, so I didn't have to buy it, which is great. And now I have all of the shades to swatch and show you. I did wear these 3 yesterday, and I was just in love with the shade and the way they perform. If you're not familiar with Red Apple Lipstick, their eyeshadow formulation is one of the best. I do have a discount code with Red Apple Lipstick, and it is NC22 to get 22% off your $50 order. And I'm not sure if you can use that code with their existing discount that they're having for their eyeshadow launch week. I will be doing a whole video dedicated on these eyeshadows. I don't have to, I was not required to, but I really do want to because I really love Red Apple Lipstick so much. But let me just swatch the 3 that I've been absolutely in love with, which is these 3 right here. This one is Heirloom, Earth Girl, and then this is Spicy, or She's Spicy, I mean. So these are the 9 eyeshadows that Red Apple Lipstick just came out with. You don't have to buy them in a palette like this. They are sold separately, and they also came out with this black palette. So you can put them in here, and they also released a new blending brush, which I've been using and I'm already obsessed with it. All right, so that is basically it. That is all of my haul, all of the things that I've been buying. As you can see, it's a lot of makeup. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on my next one. Bye.